The Samsung Galaxy Unpacked event just wrapped up, and like we've seen in recent years, Samsung has made some innovative advances. We saw the release of the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 3 and the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 3. So you might be wondering, what's the difference between a fold and a flip? I'm also wondering just a little bit. ZDNet's Jason Cipriani is here with us to tell us. Jason, let's just go ahead, dive right in. All of this is new information to us. What are some of the key differences between these two new innovative phones?
Yeah, good question. And, looking at the two phones, it's pretty obvious that they're very different, but also they have some of the same technology, and that is the foldable displays. Both of them have displays that Samsung has worked on. This is the third generation of each product that actually opens up, and the display when it's closed creases, but you can't tell anymore. The technology's really come a long ways. So outside of the design, when you first look at the device, the biggest difference is how each of them open. So with the Galaxy Fold, and this is how I like to think of it, it folds open like a book. You use the name in that regard. So you have it closed, you have a 6.2-inch display on the front that you can use like a standard smartphone. But when you open it like a book, you have a 7.6-inch display on the inside that you can then use more like a tablet, multitask, use it more than one app at the same time, do all kinds of stuff like that. Now with the Flip, this is like dad's old flip phone, like the Motorola Razr. It actually flips open vertically. And so you have a very small, compact form factor, and then like a 1.9-inch display on the front of the Flip when it's closed. And then you open it, and you have a 6.7-inch display on the inside that looks just like a standard smartphone, but it's not as bulky once you fold it down and pop it in your pocket. One of the other differences, and I've already kind of referenced it, is the front displays. They both have two displays, and Samsung actually calls it the cover screen. So the Fold 3 has that 6.2-inch screen on the front that you can do whatever you want, like you would normally use a smartphone. The 1.9-inch cover screen or cover display on the Flip 3 is actually a big leap forward from the original Z Flip for Samsung, in that it's not only bigger, much bigger than the previous version, but now you can interact with apps and notifications on the front. They showed a demo of opening Samsung Pay and using it to use the phone to make a payment at a checkout stand. So the front displays are actually quite a bit more useful than they used to be on the original models, which is a huge advancement, but a lot different in how you interact with both of them, depending on which model you go with.
So one thing I think of when I think of Samsung phones is the S Pen. Is the S Pen included with one or both of these devices? Neither of these devices?
So yeah, that's another big difference between the two. And Samsung traditionally in August, this time frame, has announced a Note smartphone, which is where the S Pen originated with, the first phablet. And we've talked a lot about the Note and in its lifetime. And now Samsung is kind of moving on from the Note, and we don't plan on seeing any more Note devices. We see the S Pen coming to other Samsung Galaxy devices. We saw it with the S21 Ultra, and now we're seeing it with the Z Fold 3. And to be very specific, it's only on the main display on the Z Fold 3. You can't use the S Pen on the cover screen for that device. So the Z Flip 3 doesn't have S Pen support, and there's actually new pins new stylus, or styli, I guess it would be, that Samsung came up with for the Z Fold 3, and that they don't want to damage the display. So the pin tips actually are retractable. They move as you're writing on the screen. And I think it's a pressure thing so that you don't damage the screen as you're writing and pushing harder, or, drawing, or whatever it is you're doing. They are not included with the Fold 3. They're additional accessories you have to purchase. There is a Fold Edition S Pen, which doesn't have Bluetooth. That's $49. And then there's a Pro Edition S Pen that'll work on other devices as well. That's $99, but it does have Bluetooth, so you can do air commands, which is control like music playback, or do a slideshow presentation from across the room, advanced slides or whatever. Like I said, that's $99 for the S Pen Pro.
Okay, and then while we're talking money, let's just go ahead. How much do these devices cost? What's the price difference between the two?
Yeah, and that is the most outside of design, most notable difference, of course, and that is going
Hmm.
to be Samsung promised they were going to make foldable phones more affordable for the average consumer.
Hmm.
And the Fold 3, Z Fold 3, is going to start at 1799. And now that's not nearly as low as I think most Samsung fans had hoped, but they packed a
Hmm.
lot of technology into this upgrade. It is $200 less than the Z Fold 2 debuted at last year, and Samsung is known for putting their products on sale shortly after launch. So I would imagine that drops eventually, but 1799 for 256 gigs of storage and 12 gigs of RAM. It's not terrible. There's an under display camera when you open it up. You get a 2-in-1 device. There's a lot of features there. I think that justify the price tag where it's at right now. But where
Hmm.
they really did make some headway on lowering the price, and I think is going to have a big impact. And we're going to see a lot more people. I've yet to see a single person actually carrying around a Flip or
Yeah,
a Z
no.
Fold. So I think that's going to change. The Z Flip 3 is now $999. You get 128 gigs of storage, 8 gigs of RAM for that. But for
Okay.
$50 more, so $1,049, you're getting 256 gigs of storage. Very
Ooh,
affordable, I mean,
yeah.
especially if you compare it to the S21 lineup or even the iPhone 12 lineup. That's
Hmm.
a standard price for a smartphone. And this
Yeah.
thing, I mean, there's a ton of colors of it. There's a
Hmm.
lot there that I think regular average consumers are going to be attracted to.
Yeah. Yeah, and lowering that price point, getting those devices in people's hands, that's the way Samsung is going to do this. We've seen the technology in the past with different phones that they've come out with, but like you, I don't know that I can think of someone I've seen on the road or at the grocery store or somewhere that has that flip or fold design yet. So having that lower price point might be an entryway to get some people into that new smartphone realm. Um,
I hope it works because I really want foldable tech to take off. I think it's cool.
I think it is so cool. I think the way the screen is seamless, for lack of a better word. I think the technology is incredible.
No pun intended.
Yeah, no pun intended. Jason, thank you so much for breaking this down for us and for everybody watching. To make things easy for you, we have links to the devices right below this video down in the description box. If you are looking forward to trying out one of these devices, let us know. We'd love to hear. And if you get one, we'd really love to hear what your first take is, what your review is on it. So as always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and stick with ZDNet for all things tech.